Okay, so we're gonna pray Fajr, inshallah. We're gonna take a break to pray Fajr because,
I already prayed. That's why
yeah,
it will.
you prayed according to the early calendar.
Right.
Yeah, so the difference is about 10 minutes, so I prefer to delay it
Hmm.
a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start a new topic very quickly, and I'm gonna check the homework individually for every one of you and send you
Hmm.
if there are any corrections, any need for corrections, inshallah. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the status of the ism.
Right.
You can see my screen, right? You can see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, if I say Sami hit Ali, what do we call Sami in English, in English grammar?
Sami is the doer.
Tamam is the doer or the subject. Tamam,
Right.
the subject. Hit is the fi'l, and Ali is what? Is the
Ali is the maf'ul bihi.
tamam is the maf'ul bihi, is the object. In Arabic, now here, how did we know that Sami is the doer? Is it because Sami came in the beginning? Yeah. If we put Ali and switch just the place of Ali and Sami, then Ali would have been the fa'il, right?
Right.
So in English, just changing the place of the word will change its position or function in the sentence, right? In Arabic, it's different. In Arabic, as you can see in these four examples, you can say ضرب خالد زيدا and ضرب خالدا زيد,
Right.
and you can say زيد ضرب خالدا, you can say خالدا ضرب زيد. When you can change the position of the word in the sentence and still it can be the same, it can have the same function. So for example here, so how do we know? That's the point we want to focus on. How do we know? We know based on the i'rab
Right.
of the word, based on the i'rab, based on the i'rab of the ism, since we're talking about the ism in this case. And this i'rab means the i'rab means the changing of the ending of the word based on its function in the sentence. So the i'rab, how do I know the i'rab of a word? Depends on the haraka, or to be more precise, the ending of that word.
Right.
Tamam? From the ending, I'm gonna know the function of that word in the sentence. For example, ضرب خالد زيدا. Because خالد, it has tanween ضم, so I know that it is the subject, and I know زيدا is the object. تمام?
Right.
So ضرب خالد زيدا. Khalid hit Zayd. While on the other sentence, ضرب خالدا زيد. Even though Khalid here and here they came second, but Khalid here is different from Khalid here. Here it is Khalidun, here it's Khalidan. So here Khalidun is the subject. Here
Right.
it is the object, while Zaydun is the subject. So here ضرب خالدا زيد. And putting a word before the other in Arabic also has semantic benefits that we will learn inshallah in advanced levels later on. For example, here ضرب خالدا زيد means Zayd hit Khalid, and putting Khalid in the beginning, it gives the meaning that it is Zayd only who hit Khalid, not someone else. Okay, or ضرب خالدا زيد. No, it means Zayd hit only Khalid. تمام. ضرب خالدا زيد. means Zaid hit Khalid only. But if you say ضرب زيد خالدا, if you say ضرب زيد خالدا, for example, it means Zaid hit Khalid, and could mean also that he hit someone else, but we did not mention it. تمام? But if you say ضرب خالدا زيد, means he hit only Khalid. Zaid hit only Khalid, like here. That's just an idea to give you an idea how putting the position of the sentence in the word, position of the word in the sentence gives some semantic benefits in the sentence. Here, if we say زيد ضرب خالدا, زيد ضرب خالدا, it is Zaid who hit Khalid. Here, خالدا ضرب زيد, Zaid hit Khalid. So as you can see, it's not about the position of the word in the sentence as in English, it's about the haraka of that word, or not the haraka, the i'rab. And the word i'rab is more general. What is i'rab? Is the changing. I'rab is the changing of the ending. Why I'm saying the ending? Because it's not always the haraka. Sometimes it's a combination of two letters. Come on, a combination of two letters. So we can put it here, a combination, haraka, or a combination. We're gonna learn the combination later, inshallah. So i'rab is the changing of the ending, the haraka or combination of the word based on the position or the function of that word in the sentence, not based on its place or order in the sentence. Tamam? That is the i'rab. Any questions so far? Now, how many types of i'rab or status in Arabic we have for the ism? Now we're talking about the ism, and remember the ism is what? A word that indicates or tell us about people, the names of people, places, ideas, abstracts, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, right? Relative pronouns, all types of pronouns, all those are considered what? Asma or ism. And we mentioned about 10 signs that help us to distinguish between ism and fi'l, right? We mentioned that ism, only ism has al of the definition. Only ism has tanween. We said ism has idafa, the word before of and after of. These apply only to asma. We said what else? Some of the qualities that distinguish ism from fi'l. Ism never has qad before it. Ism never have sawfa before it, right?
Right.
Ism never have, for example, lam before it. Lam. These are some of the signs of asma. Ta marbuta only for ism, etc. الندى وال بالجر والتنوين والندى والجر jar only for asma. Tanween, we said الندى Imam ibn Abd ibn Ubbah, he said in his poem on Al-Ajrumiyya, he said بالجر والتنوين والندى وال بالجر والتنوين والندى وال ومسندا للاسم تمييز حصل. والندى, every word after the harf of nida, like Ya Ahmad, right? Ya Ahmad, or Ay Ahmad. So the word after the nida letters or the calling letters are asma, or the called one or the called thing is an ism. Musnad, al-isnad, when you, which means the noun or the word that you specify or you attribute something to it, that's an ism. Okay, and we'll come to that later. There are many types of isnad. So how many cases of, or how many types of status we have, ya Sheikh?
3.
3. For ism, huh? For fa'al, it's different a little bit. For ism, now we're talking about asma. Rafa, nasab, jar. We're gonna start with rafa, but I'm gonna give you a very, very general idea about like what is rafa, what is nasab, what is jar. Very, very general idea. Okay. Let's take an example, just to give you a very general idea. Okay. I studied English. I studied English gradually in, let's say, in Syria. So I studied English gradually. I studied English gradually in Syria. Okay. So, for example, here, I is the subject, right? In English, I is the subject. Studied is what, ya Sheikh?
That's the Fai'l.
The fa'al. English, uncle, what is English here in this sentence?
English is the object.
Tamam, exactly, the object. Gradually. So this is subject. This is verb. This is object. What about gradually? Huh? It's an adverb, right?
Adverb.
Adverb is a word that describes the verb, right? Adverb is the word. How did you do it? How did you study gradually? How did he come happily, running, slowly, etc.? In Syria is the place, right? In a preposition, Syria is the place, right? In the marfu' is generally the subject. In Arabic, the marfu' is the subject, and this subject has could have many names. Okay, and it has many types. Like the doer is the subject. Okay.
Right.
Sometimes the subject is not a doer. For example, also in English, if I say, look here, the sky is clear. In Arabic, we say as-sama'u safiyatun. Okay, as-sama'u safiyatun. What does as-sama'u safiyatun mean?
Sky is clear.
The sky is clear. Okay, the sky is clear. What is in English grammar, the word the sky, what is that word considered?
Subject.
It's also a subject, and is clear, that's the predicate. Okay, that's predicate. So the general word for which is a predicate, it means the word that specifies the subject. Could be a verb and could be a noun, right? You can say the sky is clear, and you can say the sky is splitting, for example. The sky is splitting, right? That will be one of the signs of the day of judgment, right? So, تنشق السماء, for example. تنشق السماء. Or if you want to say split, انشقت السماء. In these two sentences, the sky is what? Is a subject, right? Why? What does subject mean? Means the noun about which we're talking, right? The noun that we're talking about. the word that we're talking about. That's the subject. ماشي. Could be a doer, like here. Where is the doer in this one? In number 2.
Asma.
As-sama,
As-sama.
right? As-sama is the doer. So it is a subject and a doer at the same time. But in the first sentence, as-sama is a subject, but it's not a doer, right? There's no doer in the sentence. So what do you understand from this? The subject could be a doer, could be non-doer. Tamam? So that is generally the main category of marfu' in Arabic. So in Arabic, the fa'il or the subject has to be marfu', whether it's a doer or non-doer. Okay? There are 6 more types of rafa' or marfu' nouns. 6. We're going to learn them, inshallah, gradually. But these are the 2 main ones for rafa'. Now for nasb, we have the object. The object of the fa'il, anything as that talks about the fa'il, or it's a detail about the fa'il, that will be in general mansub, in the position of nasb. So for the rafa' they say, in English, the rafa' status, they call it nominative. They call it what? Nominative, right? If you look in the dictionary about the word nominative, what will they say? Nominative means relating or denoting a case of nouns, pronouns, and adjectives used for the subject of a verb. Tamam? That's the nominative. So we say this word is in the nominative case. Okay? So that is the subject. That is the rafa', sorry. That's the rafa' status. Now for the nasb, I think they call it accusative. What do they call it?
Accusative, yeah.
Did you hear of that word?
Yeah. Accusative or dative.
Relating or denoting a case of nouns, pronouns, and adjectives that expresses the object of an action or the goal of motion. So that is the object. That is the object. So the object will be what in the position of nasb. That's a detail about the subject, right? That's a detail about the verb, sorry. That's a detail about the verb. So nasb in Arabic, ya shabab, nasb is in general all details about the subject. For example, here, gradually. تدريجيا. In Arabic we say تدريجيا. So this word is ظرف in Arabic, and it will be mansub. It will be حال. Sorry, حال. It's named حال, and it will be mansub in the position of nasb. Okay. The details about the subject, the verb, the details about the verb generally will be what in Arabic will be what? Will be in the position of nasb. For example, on whom the verb happened or took place or applied, that's the maf'ul bi, that's object, that's mansub. How it happened, which is an adverb also, that's mansub. Okay. Now that's also very general about what? About the nasb status. Of course, we will go in details and mention all the cases of nasb for the nouns as we move on. Finally, this is just to give you about the 3 types of status. The third one is the jar. The third one is jar. If I say here, for example, I studied
Summer.
let's take the jar in a separate example. If I say I saw the owner of the shop, for example. It's a silly sentence, but just for example, I saw the owner of the shop. So where is the subject in this sentence?
I
I. Where's the verb?
saw.
Oh,
So
right.
the owner is what?
Object.
The object. Now, owner of the shop. Owner of the shop. This word is in the position of jar, which they call it genitive case. The genitive case, look what they say about it. Relating or denoting a case of nouns and pronouns and words in grammatical agreement with them, indicating possession or close association. Tamam? So remember this word in English for the jar status, it's about possession. It's about what? Possession. Tamam? That's the genitive case. Possession, right? The owner possesses the shop. Owner of the shop. If I say, so this is the word after of, they call it, right? So that's the word after of. That would be always majroor, okay? The owner of the shop. So you can say the possessed thing. The possessed thing is majroor, okay? The possessed thing is majroor. If I say also my father, for example, my father, which will be also, can be phrased also the father of mine, right? The father of mine. So mine or my here also, if we translate it into Arabic, it will be in the position of what? Jar, because also it's possessed, right? Or it's about possession, right? So it will be, for example, Abi in this case. So the ya here will be in the position of jar. So that is in general jar. Also, of course, if you have a preposition, whenever you have a preposition, like I gave you the main prepositions just for some of the main prepositions. Min ila, an ala, kalbun, wa fi. So kalbun means kaf, lam, ba. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 9 of the prepositions that you can remember them. Min ila, an ala, kalbun, wa fi. Okay, kalb means a dog, but I mean by them just these 3 letters. Okay, wa fi. These are the main prepositions. After them, always the noun will be in the position of jar. So they make the ism majroor. Okay, they make the ism majroor. That is a very general idea about the types of status. Marfu', mansoob, majroor. Any question so far? Any question? Okay, let's try while I pray Fajr. Let's try to go to Surah Al-Fatiha and get for me, try to find me what is marfu', what is mansoob, what is majroor in Surah Al-Fatiha, okay? Yalla, we'll be with you inshallah shortly. Okay, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man ittaba hudah. So, let's look at Surah Al-Fatiha. as a quick exercise. Bismillah. Yalla, who's gonna start? What do we have in Surah Al-Fatiha? Let's start. If you say Surah Al-Fatiha as a title of the surah, we say what? Surah Al-Fatihati. Look here. Say Surah Al-Fatihati, right?
Right.
Which means the surah of Al-Fatiha. You can translate it like that, of.
Right.
So that will be surah, that will be a subject that you're talking about it. Surah. Surah of Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha will be in what? Rafa' or Nasb or Jar? It will be Jar, right? It will be Jar. And by the way, the word before of and the word after of both must be always nouns. That's also another sign of nouns, which is idafa. The word before of and after of, all of them will be always noun. طب يلا, let's start. Bismi. Rafa or Nasb or Jar. So tell me what's the status and tell me why. How did you know that?
Jar. Because bi ismi.
B, very good. B is a preposition. So B ismi. And we dropped them at wasl because we always connected, so it became bismi, right? So originally it is what? It is like this, bismi, right? Bismi. We dropped them at wasl because we connected always, so it becomes bismi. So the ba harf jar, ism is ism majroor, which means in the name of. Tamam? In the name of. In the name. So the word the name is majroor, right? It's after in. Now, Bismillahi. The word Allah.
This is also majroor.
Lafzul Jalala is majroor. Why?
Because it's.
Why?
Like,
how did you know? The name of Allah.
Right, yeah.
The word after of. Always the word after of will be majroor. Okay? The name of Allah means in Allah's name. It's possession, right? So it's
right.
the name of Allah. So it's possession, relationship, right? Alhamdulillahi Rabbi. Anyone can guess why Rabbi? Obviously it's majroor. Anyone can guess why?
Sifa, is it lillah? Is that sifa?
Exactly, excellent. We have in Arabic something called tabi'. Tabi'. Something called what? Tabi'. Tabi' is a noun. That follows another noun and is similar to it in everything. It follows it and it's similar to it. It either describes it, and it will be a sifa like here. Alhamdulillahi Rabbi. The word Rabb is a description for the word Allah. Tamam? So it could be a sifa or na'at, as some grammarians call it. It could be badal, sometimes, a word that will replace the word before it, right? Like you say, Ja'a Abu Hafsin Umar. So the word Umar replaces Abu Hafs. It could be badal, could be, what did I say? Sifa, or adjective or description. Could be tawqid. Ja'a ar-rajulu nafsuhu. Means the man came himself. So that also will be also, and it will take the status of the word that it comes after, the word that follows it, or the word that it is following, which is
Tabi' had the same i'rab.
Tabi' always has the same i'rab of the matbu'.
Okay.
The matbu' is the word before it. So could be the tabi' could be, of course we're going to learn each one of these in detail later. This is just to give you an idea. The tabi' always will be like the matbu'. So the tawabi' are 4: sifa, badal, tawqid, tamam, and what's the fourth one? Bismillah.
Badal. You say badal?
We said badal.
And before, yeah.
Sifa could be a sifa for it. could be a badal, could be tawkid, emphasizing, and I forgot the fourth. So these are the tawabi. So here the word Rabb is a tabi. It follows the word Allah. It describes it. So it's an adjective. Since the word Allah is majroor, the adjective must be similar, must be majroor as well. Okay? يلا. رب العالمين. العالمين.
اسم مجرور.
Are you sure? Where is harf al-jar? I don't see harf jar before it. Whenever you say ism majroor, it has to have a preposition before it. But the word Rabb is not a preposition. If you're talking about that this word is an ism, yes, and it is in the position of jar, you're right. But we don't call it ism majroor. It is ism majroor, but we don't, in i'rab we don't call it ism majroor because it's not preceded by a preposition or harf jar. So it is what? Rabb al-Alameen, the Lord of al-Alameen.
Right.
So it's the word after of. Tamam? It's the word after of. Always the word after of will be in the position of jar. Tamam? Will be, and we call it mudaf ilay majroor. We call it what? Mudaf ilay majroor. We call it mudaf ilay majroor. Mudaf ilayhi, because we added the word Rabb to al-Alameen. He is the Lord of al-Alameen. Tamam? Mudaf ilayhi means added to. So you're adding or attributing the word Rabb to al-Alameen. He is the Lord of al-Alameen. Okay? Ar-Rahmani.
تابع.
Tabi'. Excellent. It's again sifa. You're also describing the word Allah. Ar-Rahimi. Again tabi'. And it's majroor, right? By the way, look here. The word al-Alameen. Look, al-Alameen. We said it's marfu' or mansub or majroor.
It's majroor.
We said majroor. Why? It's the word after of. Rabbil Alameen, Lord of al-Alameen. Even though it's majroor, look, it has a fatha. It has a fatha. Even though it's majroor. Why? Because i'rab, yes. Generally, the sign of rafa is dhamma. The sign of nasb is fatha. And the sign of jar is kasra. But there are other signs or other endings for i'rab, as I mentioned in the definition of i'rab. Sometimes it's a haraka like fatha dhamma kasra. Sometimes it's a combination of two letters. Like here, it's ina. So this ina is the sign of jar. If it was rafa, it will be una, for example. Tamam? And we will learn when we use this, when we use this. We're learning them in gradually, inshallah. So, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, ar-Rahman, ar-Rahim. Yalla, Maliki. Maliki.
صفة again.
Again, sifa, tabi', sifa, right? Describing the word Allah. So it has to be also majroor. See, Rabbi, ar-Rahmani, ar-Rahimi, Maliki. Now, Yawmi,
مضاف إليه.
the king or the owner, the king or the master or the owner of the day. So the word day is what? Is the word after of mudaf?
إيه.
مضاف إليه. تمام مضاف إليه. الدين also مجرور, not because of the kasra, but because it's in the position of jar. How do I know? The day of recompense. The day of recompense. So the word after of always is in the position of jar. Genitive case, right? Genitive case or genitive status, because it's possession relationship, right? It is in the genitive case. Now, any questions so far? إياك نعبد. نعبد is the fa'il, right? We're talking about the ism. So forget about نعبد. Now إياك. إياك in the position of what? رفع or نصب or jar?
Jar.
Try to translate it.
Oh, sorry, nasab. Is it nasab?
You, we worship. You, we worship. So in the position of what?
Nasab.
I mean, sorry.
Nasab. Why nasab? It's like an object. We worship you. We worship you. We pray to you, right? So إياك here in the position of what? Nasab, right? Because it's the object, right? So, and this is called ضمير نصب منفصل. إياك. So إياك نعبد. And here, this is the object, right? And putting the object here before the fa'il means exclusively. So when you translate, you say, you alone we worship. تمام? وإياك. Now I remember that the fourth tabi' is the ma'tuf. So wow generally is a conjunction. If you have an ism that's majroor and it's connected with the wow, the other ism will be majroor. If you have an ism which is mansoob and you connected them with a conjunction like the wow, the ism afterwards will be also the same. So that's the fourth tabi'. So the tawabi' are badal, tawkid, which is emphasis. Badal is like the replacement or the substitute. The third is the ma'tuf, the two nouns that are connected with a conjunction, like the wow. And what else? The first one, which is the sifa, the adjective or the noun. Mashi? These are the four tawabi'. So وَإِيَّاكَ, same thing. نستعين is the فعل. إهدنا is the فعل. إهدنا الصراط. And also here, إهدنا, guide us. The word na here is what? Nasab or rafa or jar?
Nasab.
Nasab, guide us. It's an object, right? Guide us. الصراط.
Nasab.
Also nasab, guide us the path, to the path, right? To the path, right? الصراط, look, المستقيمة. المستقيمة. الصراط المستقيمة. The straight path.
What?
Isn't this a tabi'? What type of tabi' is this?
Tabi'.
Is it ma'tuf? Is it connected with a conjunction? Not ma'tuf. Is it substitute? The
Sifa.
word al-mustaqim replaces as-sirat? No. Does it emphasize as-sirat? No, it's not tawkid. It's not badal, it's not ma'tuf. What is it then? Does it describe as-sirat? Yes. So it is al-mustaqima, the straight path. So it is sifa. And sifa must be like its mawsul. As-sirata al-mustaqima. So as-sirata is nasab or mansub, and mustaqima must be what? Also mansub. Tamam? Now sirata, who can tell me sirata then?
That's is that mansub?
It's also tabi'.
Oh.
It's tabi'.
Oh yeah, it is because صراط الذين is مضاف إليه. صراط الذين.
Forget about al-ladina. The word sirata. Connected with what's before, because it's tabi'. Tabi' means a follower. Follower to what's before it. So look at what's before it. Guide us to the straight path or in the straight path.
Right.
The path of. So this word, the path of. This word, the path, does it describe as-sirat al-mustaqim? Does it describe the straight path? No. Is it connected with it with a conjunction? No. Does it emphasizes it? No. Then what is it? It's substituted.
Yeah.
Right? So you can say, what does mean substitute? You can cross as-sirat al-mustaqim. Okay? Can you say ihdina sirat alladhina an'amta? You can. It gives the correct meaning. So that's called badal. What is it called? Badal. Okay. So, and the badal will be the same status of the mubdal. So this is mansub, sirata must be mansub. تمام؟ اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين صراط of the ones الذين, so is what in the position of what? Huh? نصب or رفع or jar?
jar.
الذين jar. Why? Because it's the word after of. صراط of the ones الذين أنعمت is a فعل عليهم أنعمت أنت عليهم عليهم, all of it is in the position of
jar.
أنعمت عليهم. All of it, the word عليهم, all of it is in the position of نصب, right? Because you favored them. It's like an object, right? You favored them. All of it as a word. But as separate words, ala, yes, ala is a preposition and the ha will be in the position of jar. تمام? Will be like في محل جر بحرف الجر. تمام? I mean for the plural. But so عليهم, sometimes the preposition with its noun, they are, you know, حرف جر and اسم مجرور, then both of them will be in the position of something else. Okay? غير صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. غير, not means not. المغضوب, not المغضوب عليهم. غير المغضوب, after غير always we have مجرور. Okay? غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. المغضوب and الضالين, they are connected with the واو, so they are معطوف. Okay? They are معطوف. There are some details here. They're a little bit advanced. We're going to learn them inshallah later. But this is a general idea of, so غير المغضوب, not that of. So that would be also the word after of. So this is a general idea about رفع and nasb and jar. If I give you a quick, I show you quickly some of them, or one of the books of i'rab of the Quran, and let's get a quick idea how they do i'rab. For example, look here on my screen. This is, for example, the book i'rab of Al-Fatiha. So let's get an idea. See here, for example, they say Bismi jar wa majroor. Jar wa majroor means preposition and ism majroor. Okay? Preposition and ism majroor. Then the word Allahi is mudaf ilayh, the name of Allah, right? Ar-Rahmani and Ar-Rahim is sifatan, are adjectives. Tamam? So this is the i'rab of the basmala, for example. If we move on, Alhamdu, did we say Alhamdu? We said it's a subject, right? We said it's marfu because it's a subject, did we?
No, we just skipped that, I think.
We skipped it. Why? Alhamdu is a subject, mubtada, non-dual subject. The praise is to Allah, right? The praise is to Allah. So Alhamdu mubtada, the non-dual subject, we call it mubtada. Lillahi jar majroor, the word Rabb sifa, and could be badal. The word Rabb could be sifa, could be badal. Al-Alamin, we said mudaf ilayh. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, we said sifa. Maliki, also sifa rabi'a. Okay, Maliki Yawmiddin. Yawmiddin, we said mudaf ilayh. Iyaka, we said fi mahal nasb, you see. Iyaka. نعبد is فعل. إياك نستعين معطوف, we said that. اهدنا الصراط مفعول به object. Now let's see صراط. المستقيم, we said it's صفة for الصراط. Look here, صراط بدل. You see, صراط is بدل, is substitute. الذين مضاف إليه. Okay, أنعمت عليهم متعلقة بأنعمت. غيري is بدل also, means not those. بدل من الضمير في عليهم. المغضوب مضاف إليه. عليهم جار مجرور etc. الضالين معطوف, which is التابع. So that's briefly an idea about the ism and the three types of status, which is rafa and nasab and jar. Any questions so far before we move on? Any question? Okay, we'll take 10 more minutes, inshallah, and now start the rafa. So the general idea about rafa is that it is the subject. The subject, also the general two types, it will either be a doer of the action or non-doer. So let's have these two categories for now. The doer and non-doer. And remember, the subject is the thing that you're talking about. Remember, subject is the thing that you're talking about. Could be a doer, could be non-doer. Okay? If I say, for example, so marfu is the subject, let's say. And could be doer or non-doer. We mentioned the sky is clear. This is subject predicate. The horse is dirty. The class is smart. The dog is clean. The sinks have leaks. So this is predicate. Ali is eating. This is predicate. So you already know the idea about subject and predicate. So the predicate, could the predicate be a fa'al, ya Sheikh? Yes?
Oh, sorry, the predicate
Could be a fa'al. Huh?
I thought you meant subject. Sorry, I got confused between subject.
Yeah, so the predicate could be a fa'al. The predicate is the word that modifies or specifies the subject. For example, if I say as-sama'u, you're going to ask me, what about it? When I say as-sama'u, the sky, and I stop, then this word is a subject. Why? Because I want to talk about it. And if I stop, you're going to ask me, what about it? So now I want to use a predicate to describe or to specify this word, which is as-sama. So I can say, as-sama'u safiyatun. The sky is clear. I can also say, as-sama'u inshaqqat. For example, split. So I can specify it with a verb. So that specifier for the subject could be a verb, could be another ism or noun. Now, let's focus on the subject now. The subject could be a doer. In the first case, when I say as-sama'u inshaqqat, the sky split. So in that case, that subject is a doer, and could be just a described thing. You're just talking about it. You're saying as-sama' safi, you're just describing it. You're not telling it that it did something. A predicate could be a verb or just a description. These are my words. There could be more like correct grammatical terms, but these are just simple terms as I understood them. Now, rafa or marfu applies to the doer or non-doer subject. Tamam?
Yeah.
When do I know it's a doer? It must have a verb, right? If there's a fa'il, this means there must be a subject. If there must be what? A doer, which is a subject. If there's no fa'il, this means that will be non-doer subject. A described thing or person will definitely come with a description, not a verb. Tamam? Let's take some examples. If I say the girl ate, the word girl here, is it a doer or non-doer?
A doer.
Doer. Why? Uncle, why the word girl here is a doer?
Because we are describing the action.
Tamam, exactly. We're describing her with an action. We're specifying her with an action. We're saying that she ate. So she's a doer of the action of the fi'l. You know all these ones. Emma kicked the ball. She kicked the ball. So that's Emma is a doer in this case. What about the balloon is yellow? Is the word balloon here a doer? Is it a doer?
No.
It's not. Now, every doer is a subject, but not every subject is necessarily a doer, right? Every doer is a subject, but not every subject is a doer. Because the subject could be a doer, could be non-doer. Now, what do we call the doer in Arabic?
The doer.
Yeah,
Fa'il.
fa'il, exactly. Fa'il is the verb, is the action. Fa'il is the doer. So always when you have a doer, you're gonna call it what in Arabic? Fa'il. And will it be mansoob or majroor or marfu'?
مرفوع.
Always marfu'. So you're gonna say fa'il marfu'. You're gonna always say fa'il marfu'. Whenever you say the word fa'il in Arabic, it must be marfu'. So fa'il always marfu'. Now, who can tell me what do we call the non-doer subject? The non-doer subject.
مبتدأ.
Exactly, mubtada. And mubtada always must be marfu'. Whenever you say mubtada in Arabic, it has to be marfu'. So mubtada marfu'. Fa'il marfu'. Tamam? So let's go back to these sentences and tell me quickly which word is mubtada and which word is fa'il. Yalla. The girl, Suhaib, the girl,
she's فاعل.
fa'il. Always tell me always fa'il marfu' so that you always remember fa'il marfu', mubtada marfu'. Yalla, Uncle Ali
Fa'il.
played. Huh? فاعل مرفوع. The balloon
Is mubtada.
مبتدأ مرفوع. Emma
Is fa'il.
فاعل مرفوع. I
Fa'il.
فاعل مرفوع. تمام? So now we learned the two basic مرفوعات of the asma. فاعل مرفوع all the time. مبتدأ مرفوع all the time. So the subject is not, which is not a doer, is called مبتدأ مرفوع, while the doer is called فاعل مرفوع. If I say مسلم نظيف, يلا, the word مسلم.
The Muslim is clean.
Muslim, you know what Muslim means. Yeah. مسلم نظيف. Muslim is what in this case? فاعل or مبتدأ?
مبتدأ.
مبتدأ مرفوع, no فعل. So مسلم نظيف means a clean Muslim, right? A clean Muslim. Or it should be al-Muslimu, let's say. Al-Muslimu nadifun, because Muslim nadifun in that case will be, it will be not a full sentence. So you say al-Muslimu nadifun. Al-Muslimu nadifun. The Muslim is clean. Okay?
How do you say a Muslim is clean?
A Muslim is clean?
Yeah.
A Muslim is clean?
Yeah.
This. Al-Muslimu nadifun.
Oh, okay. That can mean the and okay.
That's how you're gonna translate it there. But if you say Muslimun nadifun, that's a phrase. It's not a sentence.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they got same.
All of that will be a subject.
Yeah.
Muslimun nadifun, a clean Muslim. What about him? You can say a clean Muslim came, or I met a clean Muslim. But if you just say a clean Muslim, that's in all of that is a subject, right? You did not tell us anything about it. But we say al-Muslimu means the Muslim. Okay, what about him? Is clean. So that's subject and the word that describes that subject. So that's mubtada, al-Muslimu, and the word that describes that mubtada will be called khabar, and always marfu. What is it called? Khabar. Why khabar? Khabar literally means news, as if you're telling us news about that subject. Tamam? Always mubtada must have a khabar, and both of them must always be marfu. Tamam? Always mubtada must have a khabar, and all of them must be what? Marfu. So, and that's a whole lesson. We're gonna learn it more in Nahu al-Wadih, but you got it from now. Al-Muslimu nadifun. As-sama'u safiyatun. Ana Muslimun. I am a Muslim. All these are mubtada khabar. Mubtada khabar. Tamam? Alhamdu lillahi. Alhamdu mubtada. The khabar is ka'inun lillahi. Is an implied word, which means is to Allah. Tamam? Okay, mubtada is called mubtada because we usually start with it. Why mubtada? Means mubtada on bihi. They call it mubtada bihi, right? Mubtada marfu. Mubtada marfu. You started with it because you start with it. You say as-sama'u. You're starting with this word, so it's mubtada.
If you don't start with it, it's not mubtada.
Huh?
If you don't start with it, it's not mubtada.
No. Sometimes the mubtada is delayed, but we can learn this later in the advanced levels. It can be delayed. They call mubtada mu'akhkhar. Delayed mubtada. But generally speaking, the word you start talking about, okay, is the mubtada, is the subject. If it's a subject and you're talking about it, it must be mubtada, and it's always marfu. Now, the word that describes the mubtada is called khabar. Khabar means news, a piece of news. And khabar is also marfu all the time. So the ism will be marfu when it is a doer, non-doer, subject, or news about the subject. This means ism will be marfu if it is fa'il or mubtada or khabar. As-sama'u safiyatun, he said mubtada marfu. As-sama' khabar, safiyatun is khabar. Amtarat as-sama', as-sama' is fa'il marfu. Huwa dhakiyun, he is smart. Huwa is mubtada. Dhakiyun is khabar. جاء الرجل, the man came. الرجل فاعل مرفوع. محمد رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. Muhammad is a messenger. Muhammad is mubtada, Rasul is khabar صلى الله عليه وسلم. Any question? Now we move to next class, inshallah, to the sign of rafa. The sign of rafa. The general sign of rafa, yes, is dhamma or two dhammat, depend on the word and the status or the type of the word. And we're going to learn the other words. Meanwhile, before you ask me, this chart gives us the signs of rafa and nasab and jar for the singular nouns, the dual, the plural, etc. You need to memorize this really, really well because it will help you know all the signs of rafa almost for all types of asma. So I'm going to share it with you. One of the teachers made it. I modified it. I added something to it, and that's your main homework, is to memorize this really well. And the way they memorize it, they say Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin. So the first line for masculine singular, then feminine singular, then masculine dual, then feminine dual. So you memorize it this way and keep it in the same order so that you always return in your brain to this. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini. Then the plural, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. And the feminine, Muslimatun, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. And the irregular plural, Abwabun, Abwaban, Abwabin. Just like Muslimun, Musliman, Musliman. Shuyukhun, Shuyukhan, Shuyukhin. Tamam? We go from there, inshallah. Then we're going to study the lesson about the fa'il with all exercises from An-Nahu al-Wadih, inshallah. Any question? You had a question. Did I answer it? Suhail?
You are sending this table to us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to forward it on WhatsApp, inshallah. Any
Oh,
question?
no, I worked out the question. It's fine. I worked it out.
You got it? Okay. Okay, alhamdulillah. I want you to do homework also. Let's do, try to find marfu' and mansub and majroor in Surah Al-A'la. And if you find a fa'il or mubtada or khabar, I want you to get them, look them up also. Tamam? That's the homework. Surah Al-A'la. Every word we know, of course, we're talking about ism, not fa'il, right? So every ism which is you have to tell me, is it marfu' or mansub or majroor? Remember to use the 10 tools, approximately 10 tools we learned to distinguish between ism and fa'il. And when you know this is an ism, you need to know, is it marfu' or mansub or based on the meaning, right? Based on the meaning, not based on i'rab yet, not based on the haraka or the combination yet. And then find me what is a mubtada and what is a khabar and what is fa'il in that surah. Mashi? And if when you're done with it, you can send it to me and I can check it inshallah before the class. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم.